Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest winner of free agency is a guy who won the lottery. DeAndre Jordan won the lottery. He knew what he was doing. Michael Jordan is born at Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan played at Brooklyn. This is real symbolism. But he knows the Nets are losers. He knows they're the second Brooklyn Bums in history. The first one's the Brooklyn Dodgers. They took them over 40 years to win the World Series in New York before they moved to Los Angeles to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. History is repeating itself. The Brooklyn Bums lose the NBA Finals back-to-back years before they win the NBA championship. The Brooklyn Nets will not win the championship as long as Go King LeBron James is in the NBA Basketball Association. And these are the facts. DeAndre Jordan knows he has to play with Michael Jordan too, which is LeBron. He is Michael Jordan too. He came back against the 73 win Warriors. He came back against the Hall of Fame San Antonio Spurs. LeBron is the best that there is as an underdog. This is how you know DeAndre Jordan's going to win. DeAndre Jordan helps LeBron win 6 rings to tie Michael Jordan. That's how it's going to be. This is how you know the Brooklyn Nets are bums. This is how you know that the biggest winner of free agency is DeAndre Jordan. He just got out of the jail zone. He got out of jail free, didn't he? He gets to join LeBron. He gets to join Michael Jordan too. DeAndre Jordan's the biggest winner. He gets to beat the Clippers in 2022. He gets to defeat the Warriors in 2022. He is a winner. His name is Jordan. LeBron is about to beat Jordan. He is on the same team as Go King LeBron James. This is the greatest show that has ever stepped foot on planet Earth. You have LeBron James. You have Russell Westbrook. You have Dwight Howard. You ain't got no Alex Caruso, but what you got? Mac Jones, whatever his name is, if that guy who had a game-winning shot in the summer camp against the Phoenix Suns. You have Mon from the Miami Heat. You've got Rajon Rondo. You've got Dwight Howard. You ain't got no Kyle Kuzma. You ain't got no Montrezl Harrell. You've got Marc Gasol, who won an NBA championship. You've got all them guys out there helping Go King LeBron James win the championship. This is the greatest show on earth. All of these stars guarantee that there's going to be record-breaking ratings. All the losers out there are just loser bum Donald Trump supporters. They hate LeBron. They think he ain't going to win. But they contradict themselves all the time. He has all the talent. He's not going to tie Michael Jordan. Which one is it? Which one is it? You can't go ahead and sidestep one part of the equation. You can't say the Lakers are old and say that LeBron has a bunch of stars or whatever. Can't allow the double standard to make your argument hypocritical. You either say the Lakers are old or you say the Lakers are a super team. There's no in between. You are a hater if you catch yourself in this trap, in this contradictory argument. LeBron plays on the super team, but he's playing on an old team. You gotta make up your mind. It's a bunch of weak sauce. LeBron haters a bunch of weak sauce losers. Carmelo ain't no superstar no more. Russell Westbrook, they said, was a choker. They said that DeAndre Jordan was washed up. They said that Rajon Rondo wasn't going to contribute no more. They said Dwight Howard wasn't contributing. They said that Marc Gasol wasn't starting. They said that Malik Monk is not a superstar. They said Kendrick Nunn was not a superstar. They said that Wayne Ellington was not a superstar. They said that Trevor Ariza was not a superstar. They said that Wesley Matthews was washed up. They said that Taylor Horton Tucker's a second pick. They said that Kent Bazemore can't play. It's like you are literally telling me that LeBron is carrying a bunch of scrubs to the NBA championship. You just out-argumented yourself, losers. You may love Trump. You may love to hate LeBron, but that makes you a loser. Because Trump is a loser, already lost the election. You already lost with LeBron's fourth championship. You already lost with Joe Biden. You already lost when LeBron wins back-to-back championships. You're ready to make your excuses like the salty losers that you all are. You're LeBron-hating losers. You all racist, tribalistic white people. You all think LeBron is going to take away your rights and give them all to black people. You're a bunch of warped up losers mentally. You don't realize that people, regardless of race, just need equal opportunity in this country. And it says that all of us have the right to protest, that people don't get away with carrying an insurrection, whereas you guys sit here and get away, or not get away, but you protest peacefully and you're still getting gassed up by the police. I mean, tear gassed, you got it like they do in communist Soviet Union. There is a double standard that if it was black people marching into the Capitol, they would have all been tear gassed. But because they're white, that is not the case at all. And that is the truth. And I don't belong to any side of the racial dichotomy. I say that we all should be treated equally. But that doesn't happen when the GOP has a contradictory stage where black people get locked up. And that's what makes prisons money. One group can protest without being tear gassed. The other does get tear gas. There's only one winner. It's LeBron James. He stood up for racial equality and social justice. LeBron's a winner. Don't like equality because you're used to your privilege. I think I agree with that. I think you should be willing to stand alone on your own feet, like the Republican says. That is true. You should be able to stand up on your own feet and defend yourself quite well if you have just enough privilege. There's no doubt about it. But then again, absolute power takes over. When you have a hardcore right-wing government and you protest peacefully, guess what? They're batshit scared. Oh, black people, violence, tear gas them. Racist right-wingers, they want everyone to pledge allegiance to the flag, no matter what cultural background you belong to, where the flag is clearly not upholding your rights as equally as other people. Apartheid is on its way in America. I truly believe. Whatever the right wing is doing with their voter suppression bills, I think should be very true. It will disproportionately impact many groups of people. That is apartheid. It's when it's not one man, one vote. It is depending on which group of people you belong to that your vote gets counted. Voter suppression is exactly how the Republican Party is going to win 2024 and win the House back. Because the rewriting of districts happens when the state governments are in control by the Republican Party. And that is exactly what is happening. And this is all by design. This is all by design for the corporate Dems to not have any real change. It's all by design so people with lots of money and both sides are able to exert whatever kind of power that they wish. From Amazon to Google to the banks, to the contractors. You find both sides. And you see that many of them are, in fact, white. Now, was Obama part of this when he told LeBron to not quit the season? It could be. It could be. If what you're concerned about is the fact that LeBron can win 6 rings, you have Obama to thank for that. Obama told LeBron to use the platform to spread the message to as much people as possible. I think boycotting the season 2020 would have had much more of a profound effect versus playing the rest of the season. But Trump gets a heart attack or he loses the re-election because he is a loser and because the Republican Party will be completely lost without Trump. And when Ivanka's not running, then the Republican Party is inevitably going to call for Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump, but get Ivanka Trump in 2028. When the Republican Party is completely lost once Donald Trump dies. It'll be a big colossal failure if Kamala Harris wins. If Kamala Harris wins, I think it's the same thing as loser Trump winning because they didn't run Bernie Sanders in 2016, who was far more popular than any candidate in the history of America. Trump was that hated when he got elected. And Bernie was very much loved from everybody, regardless of what side of the aisle that they're from. This shows you that the progressives have the right idea. This shows you that the far right tax cut, deregulate, repeal Obamacare extremists are at the core of the problem. That's what LeBron is protesting against. But at the same time, you can't just go ahead and pay lip service and go ahead and say that the Dems are going to change everything and all of that, because that is not happening either. Elections are not about winning at all. At all. Elections are all about control. The elections are all about controlling racist old white people. When Donald Trump got elected over Bernie Sanders, and Bernie was more friendly with the future of this country and with the fight against climate change. However, Kamala Harris is control. Kamala Harris, without Trump, without Donald Trump, if you run DeSantis or someone as crappy as Kamala Harris, she's going to win, Maybe enough brown people will vote for Kamala or have no clue that she allowed Trump to get away with the fact that Kamala paid campaign money to Donald Trump. No, it's the other way around. Donald Trump gave campaign money to Kamala Harris so Kamala would not prosecute Trump University. So that is part of the deal. That Ivanka and Donald Trump have given money to Kamala Harris to not prosecute their sham university. And in return, Donald Trump is going to die. In return, the Republican Party is left hapless. And in return, Kamala Harris won the presidency without Donald Trump and his far-right lunatic losers in the way. That is the truth. That is how much of a clusterfuck it is. That regardless if Kamala Harris wins the election, I don't forget about the Democrats helping Donald Trump win the election when they did not run Bernie. And so the same thing is happening. The elections are not about winning. They're not. They're not.
The Democrats fucked it up.
They never fucked it up in 2016. Either they wanted Donald Trump to lose. Donald Trump was a one-term president. Democrats got everything they wanted. Republicans fucked it all up. They fucked up COVID. They fucked up the crisis. They fucked up everything. They got everything they wanted from Donald Trump because he's a loser. And Donald Trump, they say, is a secret Democrat. Donald Trump is fucking out the Republican Party for good. And so, secret Democrat Donald Trump fuck out the Republican Party. Shows you what a bunch of losers they are. So, pretty smart brains, Democratic Party is. They have a bunch of elite brains. They know what they're doing. The Republican Party, not so much because they're gullible. And they don't understand that Donald Trump was a former Democrat. They understand that Donald Trump has systematically destroyed the Republican Party. I warned you back in 2016 that was going to happen. Bunch of losers. They think Donald Trump is on their team. A bunch of suckers, but very gullible losers. They think they're winning with billionaire tax cuts. Bunch of losers. Oh, not too bright, are they? I know. They're not too bright. They're not too bright to know the John Bircher libertarian agenda with the fact of Trump that I'm warning you all about. That I was completely right about Donald Trump and his presidency. I was completely right about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I was completely right about them. Doesn't matter how bad Joe Biden is going to be. Republicans going to find a way to fuck it up like Democrats did when they did 9-1 Bernie against Donald Trump. So you know that elections are not about winning at all. It's about control. That's what it's all about. The party not trying to win. Because if it was about winning, Bernie would have won. But that's how you know it's rigged. Because Democrats were okay with Donald Trump winning the election. Oh, I disagree with that. Oh, we needed Trump to win, and Donald Trump died, and we lost. These people are a bunch of follower sheep. We need a Trump to win, and we need a Ivanka to win. That's how the cult's going to operate. You got to understand. You need to understand that what you're dealing with is a cult, is a religious, Armageddonic cult. This is what you're dealing with. These people believe Trumps are the saviors that are preventing the Armageddon. That is how they're gullible. Now, this is the same group of people that George Bush said that God told me to invade Iraq. Those are the same group of people that supported Donald Trump. They're also the same group of people who didn't realize that Osama bin Laden attacked America because guess what? We were in sacred lands in the Middle East. We were having military bases in sacred Saudi lands in the Middle East. This is the only reason why they attacked America in the first place. As a matter of fact, this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted. There's no doubt about it. It is all a systemic system of control. You understand that it ain't about winning no more. You may have seen LeBron campaign for Hillary, but she was certainly not trying to win the election. She didn't campaign in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or anything like that. She took it for granted, but it's all rigged. Now you know the truth. Now you know that voting ain't mean no difference. That ain't mean no nothing because you ain't seen the Green New Deal. You're not seeing the voting rights bill, are you? This is what I'm trying to warn you. I need a LeBron number 6 beanie, not this Lakers logo. I need LeBron 6. And then we'll be talking about that. You know, loser bum Trump is from Queens and Brooklyn, all that. You can't imagine if LeBron beats Trump, if he beats Queens and he beats Brooklyn, then shows what a loser Trump is. And, you know, that's great too, because Trump ain't winning no election again. His daughter's going to be a loser. His daughter's going to lose on the Day of the Dead. It's all rigged. Remember, if it was about winning, Donald Trump would have lost to Bernie in 2016. If it's about winning, guess what? Any competent, reasonable person would defeat Kamala Harris. But that is not going to happen, is it? No. DeSantis or some right-wing lunatic anti-vax nut job is going to give Ivanka the election. These global Republicans, man. They think anti-vax persons can win the election? They're a bunch of lunatics because they're not dealing with reality. They're not dealing with what the majority of people want. The majority of people want us out of the pandemic, that everyone is vaccinated, that we don't have to worry about social distancing, no nothing. But guess what? This is a banana republic. This is a far right-wing idiocracy. America isn't an idiocracy because of Donald Trump support, because of Donald Trump division during a crisis. This is how the Democrats win another election, because of Donald Trump. It all boils down to Donald Trump. 100%. Lunatics think Donald Trump is a real leader. Lunatics. Biden is over his head, but you know what? He listens to the healthcare experts. Certainly better than Trump. If he passes infrastructure, he's better than Trump. If he passes infrastructure, 100%, Democrats win 2024. Because last infrastructure deal was passed under Barack Obama. Of course, because right-wing evangelicals, gullible, this guy conned workers, he conned contractors, he conned lawyers, he conned his base out of their donations. Don't kiss my ass, that's for sure. Once Kamala Harris wins 2024, these people are going to kiss my fucking asshole. When the Republicans win 2028, they're going to kiss my ass after they predict the GOP to win 2020 as they failed. And 2024, when they fail to predict the GOP, they're going to kiss my asshole when the Republican Party doesn't win again until 2028, because I keep it real, and that's how it's going to stay. That's how it's going to be for the time being. You saw Dak Prescott come back. You saw the Dallas Cowboys point spread tonight. You saw it all happen tonight. You saw why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be in the Super Bowl. You saw all of that. You saw all the injuries to the Baltimore Ravens before the Monday Night Football game at the Death Star. Death is on its way for the Ravens with all the injuries. Understand? Exactly. You know the truth. My NBA base, they know exactly the truth. LeBron gonna win. You pick which side. You don't flip your opinion. You either think LeBron is dealing with a washed-up roster, or you think this is a superstar roster. You can't say this is an old roster and say LeBron wins with everybody. No. You do not flip your opinion. Either the roster of the Lakers is washed up or it is a super team. Make up your damn mind. These guys are not in their primes, obviously. They will get carried by LeBron. LeBron will carry the load. These guys will look old and washed up. LeBron will carry them to victory. LeBron carried the old roster to victory. He led them on the floor as the floor general. It's all names. Obviously, Michael Jordan's the best at branding. You know what? Dwight Howard, LeBron, fucking, what do you call his fucking name, you know? What do you call him? John Rondo? You call, Nunn, and you call Bazemore, you call freaking LA, Russell Westbrook, Great finals. Brooklyn Bombs are losers, man. New York Yankees are winners. Them bombs in Brooklyn, man, them bombs. That is why the biggest winner to me is DeAndre Jordan. He has joined Jordan. He has won the lottery. By getting waived by the Detroit Pistons, who Magic Johnson won his repeat against. LeBron's ready to win the repeat. Exactly! Which one is it? Are the Lakers washed up or are they a super team? You can't say they're washed up, they're a super team. Losers Self-contradicting argument, too. Super team, old. Which one is it? Which one is it? If you think they're old and washed up, then why haven't the Nets defeated the Lakers yet? That's what I like to know. That's what I like to know. Once the Lakers come back, why the hell haven't this old washed-up team lose the Brooklyn Bums? Because Gold King LeBron is ready to come back again when the pressure is on Gold King LeBron without a real roster like the Chicago Bulls. LeBron carries his team back. Haha. That's how it's going to be. There will be no excuses when you're ready to count out LeBron when he's down 3-2 and then NBA Finals and he comes back. This is when you decide, how are you going to keep your credibility? Are you going to say LeBron loses, he won't come back again? But just like he did against the Warriors, it's going to happen again. In case you haven't learned from Tom Brady yet, why should you expect anything different to happen for Gold King LeBron James? That's a real question, too. I've had Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I mean, it doesn't matter if Tom Brady loses week 1. I mean, Cowboys covered the spread. Just saying. Just saying that your little Buccaneers money line bet doesn't mean horse shit. It don't mean shit, man. But you want real odds, you get the point spread. You get the Dallas Cowboys point spread. That's where it's at, man. No one gives a shit about your little pissy-ass Buccaneers money line garbage-ass bet. Because that's a little pissy, pussy shit. All you get is, are the Cowboys going to make it close against the defending Super Bowl champion? And indeed, they did. Indeed, they did. And if the Brooklyn Nets' third win of the season, I think the Nets can blow out the Lakers to be up 3-2, and then people are mind-fucked. They think LeBron is finished. They think this is a super team. Well, you know what? Go get LeBron. Come back. I have to say, this is going to be very interesting to see what the losers are going to say. They're going to say LeBron is washed up and the Brooklyn Nets are too good, that the Lakers are too old. But then when they're proven wrong, they're going to say LeBron had a super team. That's predictable, isn't it? You got to agree with that. It's going to be funny to catch these losers at their own wards. Can't have it both ways. I like the individual roles of these Laker players. However, they're not going to play at superstar levels. LeBron is going to have to create some magic for the Lakers team, which is the premise of going with the GOAT King LeBron comeback. That he's going to find creative solutions to find their exact roles. These Laker players. He's going to know the good things that they can do. He's going to know their strengths. He's going to make adjustments on what he sees on the floor. This guy's a real floor general. No one is saying, like, no one in LeBron land is saying that this is going to be a super team. LeBron is going to find a way to get a little bit out of every single player that may be washed up, that may not have left in the tank. But you know what? Gold King LeBron is going to find the exact place on the floor where each player can exert their individual strengths, which can exploit the Brooklyn Nets. And you are exactly right. That this is purple and gold royalty. Purple is a royal color. We look for purple velvet dye, you know. I do believe that LeBron has to be shooting over 50%. LeBron must be averaging at least 7 assists. LeBron must be getting involved in the boards. It's only 2 fucking years. It's 2 fucking goddamn years left. Your team was crap in Cleveland. You are not going to get the good shooting stats. I need to see LeBron elevated to another level, shooting 51% or whatnot, 52 like Michael Jordan. I must see LeBron averaging 7-8 assists. I must see LeBron getting creative in many different ways to score and involve his teammates. I have no doubt we are going to see that with LeBron. Kevin and Kyrie and James Harden, big beast. LeBron is AD. If Russell Westbrook is not going to play at his best, if he's going to be like Kubrick, it is up to LeBron to find a way to win with Russell Westbrook. And I have no doubt that Goking LeBron's going to respond to that challenge. If we do see Russell Westbrook on a Kubrick level like he was, for example, when Kobe bricked away the 2004 finals against the Pistons, when Kobe went 6 for 24 against the Celtics in Game 7, he almost cost him, but then the refs helped the Lakers. Anyone who is neutral, who is willing to see it like it is, that 2010 NBA Finals Game 7 was completely rigged and Kobe didn't shoot well and the referees helped him win. It must not come down to that. And I know in a Game 7, LeBron's going to not shoot 6 for 24. There is just no comparison between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. You have to have a lot of years under your belt. You have to remember Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals like it's yesterday. You remember Kobe tried to be the hero and he bricked so many shots. The referees gave many ticky-tack calls in the favor of the Lakers because they were a team built on beating you in the paint with size, with Pau Gasol, with Lamar Odom, with Andrew Bynum. Those of us know that. Those of us who've seen the Lakers know that. The Lakers, when they had Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum and Lamar Odom, built on the triangle offense, posted up. This is the truth. Too bad. Wish Kobe could have had a big game, but it's just not the case. I think it's a very different NBA. It's not mafia style, rig the game on the free throw line like David Stern. I mean, teams will have a similar amount of free throws between the two opponents, and they're just certain great scripted shots out there. When I see Adam Silver's NBA, it is very different than what you see with David Stern's NBA. And David Stern did help the Lakers on the free throw line with Kobe Bryant. And likewise, I will say that David Stern did help the Miami Heat on the free throw line. But that has not been the case since Adam Silver took over. And it is up to LeBron to not have it decided on the free throw line. Unless if the Lakers are really trying to beat their opponent inside in the paint. So, the last salty losers. Predictably, the losers gonna say LeBron, give me nowhere near Michael Jordan. Even when they predicted that's to beat the Lakers in the 2 NBA Finals, they'll still be salty, but LeBron's living the life that he wants to live, regardless of what people think about him. All credit to LeBron. He gets it done, 6 for 6, defeating the Super Team Nets, defeating the Super Team Warriors. It's a whole new legacy. We think about the message of Space Jam, which I haven't seen Space Jam yet, but I gotta go see Space Jam. It's a whole new legacy. He's not gonna not have, even though LeBron goes to 3 game 7s, 3 for 3 by the numbers. He's got the underdog teams. He doesn't have the best teams. This is a whole new legacy. So LeBron and Michael are entirely different. Again, it's the double standards. You think LeBron's going to lose and he's not going to come back, or you're going to make excuses and say, oh, LeBron, you, of course he won. I thought he was going to lose. I thought LeBron is going to lose. And that's what the salty hate are going to say. All they have is hatred and bigotry for the powerful, successful black man, which is why they're Republican. I don't see racism. I don't see systemic inequality. I am a Republican. That is how the Republican Party rolls. They are racist, like Barry Goldwater from Arizona being against the Civil Rights Bill, and John McCain from Arizona ran against Obama in 2008. Republican Party has all the slave states. The Southern strategy, Republican Party decided to be full of the racists who were alienated by the Democratic Party wanting to support civil rights. And so they went ahead and they became Republican. And almost exclusively over 80% of the Republican Party is white, whereas the Democratic Party reflects the demographics of America. Too bad reality has a liberal bias. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. And you talk about Ivanka Trump being the fake Jew and all that. Well, guess what? She ain't no savior. I'm trying to warn you. It's the same page out of the textbook of Donald Trump in 2016. You saw what a big colossal failure Donald Trump is. We shouldn't expect anything different with Ivanka. She's a far-right, rich, billionaire, sociopath, lunatic. This is why I'm going to be right again. I'll be looking forward to all the elections. I'll be looking forward to LeBron. I'll be looking forward to all of that. I'll be looking forward to the Day of the Dead. I'll be looking forward to all of that. The fact is you have to see it for what it is. Can't just sit here and say Republicans going to win every election, whatever that is. Got to sit here and say, hey, Democrats going to lose a house. They're going to lose both seats by 2028. You're not seeing me predict the Democrats every election. You're just seeing me follow the cycle. I'm following the cycle where things get dipshit much worse on the Republicans, that you're bound to have a completely blue government like I correctly predicted today in 2020. That when the promises are broken, that the government becomes progressive, then this is when people turn to the worst of two evils. So this is how I have one of the chambers going red, because these people in the government are not really progressives. They are Republicans. And you have nothing but a Republican when you have Kamala. And so when both chambers are red, and when I correctly predicted Ivanka to win, when I correctly predicted the Republicans to crash the economy, then of course, yeah, you just have to be insane if you're going to predict the party to go red every election. Because I know the cycle. You're just not paying attention to the recession of 2021 and 9/11. You're not paying attention to the recession of George H.W. Bush, or the recession of Ronald Reagan, or the recession under Bush Jr., or the broken promises of Obama raising wages and bringing the jobs back. I mean, Kamala Harris, how can I vote for that, honestly? How can I vote for someone who took money from the Trumps to not prosecute their sham university? How can you vote for Kamala Harris? Some of us are born in America that study the history of our country, and so some of the people who came to America, they're not going to go critique deep into American history of Ronald Reagan and the 1970s and the 1990s. There's some people who came in here in 2000s. They're going to think that Republican Party is all for freedom and all of that. You got to feel sorry for these people because they don't understand why America is the way that it is. You don't understand that it was FDR being anti-establishment, that was being for the people. There was a reason why we had many of these social welfare programs that benefited the people throughout the centuries. And some people will just say, oh, it's only for white people. But you got to understand that in globalization, you are going to have more of a cosmopolitan society. So that's why you see the migration of peoples moving all across to different parts of the world. It's because we're globalized. And that's just how it is. And when we do have these people coming into America, then they're not going to understand the history of FDR. They're going to fall into the right-wing trap. They're going to think that, socialism, communism, especially they came from Vietnam and Cuba, they're not going to understand the history of FDR and what he's done for upward social mobility in America. They're not going to understand that there's a difference between state capitalism and real legit communism compared to what is called democratic socialism, which is socialism for the people, that we the people, like these politicians, that these people are doing what we want them to do, is create a more free and prosperous society for all. And that's not what's happened in America at all. Fact, it's the exact opposite. It's people being under the influence of think tanks. You have far-right billionaire Koch brother think tanks, and guess what? It's not just Cato and the Libertarian Party. It's not just Cato. It's center-left think tanks too. They are going to sympathize with corporate interests, and they're not going to tell you the full picture of the equation as it pertains to a more upward social mobility of American society. Heck, Julian Castro is part of these far left. I shouldn't say far left, but I should say center left. I mean, even if Rand Paul is not elected president, he's not advancing the interests of the John Birch Libertarian Society of Freemasons. Republican Party may be lost without Trump. You elect Ivanka, guess what? Ivanka is going to have the same group of people that say they advocate for freedom and prosperity, but they are for the billionaire global conglomerate economic interests. It's the same thing as NAFTA. It's the same thing as the repeal of Glass-Steagall. It is the same economic billionaire libertarian playbook. Government is bad. Government is bad. No government good. Government without regulation helps we, the corporations. This is why I cannot wait until 2028 when I correctly predict the Republicans to take back the election. Because everyone's going to think they're free. Oh my God, I'm a free American again. I'm a free American. They don't understand what gutting the New Deal means for them. They failed to learn their history of what FDR has done for them as far as increasing social mobility. They don't understand what has caused this country to fail. They don't understand that it is the role of government changed since Reagan. That the government is not here to help us increase our social mobility. What did Ronald Reagan say? He said the bad thing is, oh, I'm from the government, I'm here to help you. Because Ronald Reagan was representing the billionaire corporate interests. And Ronald Reagan was the same guy that aided terrorists, Nicaragua and Iraq. Ronald Reagan had a recession during his presidency. Ronald Reagan got rid of interest deductions for car loan payments. Ronald Reagan, the run of America really did begin under Reagan, but it really didn't begin until after the Supreme Court decisions in the 1970s that said that money was speech. You didn't have an actor becoming president of the United States. You had Reagan as an actor. Then you had the reality TV star Donald Trump. Then you had, what is it? Fashion model Ivanka Trump, Barbie doll. I mean, what is the celebrity figure on the Democratic Party? The reality TV star, the TV actor Ronald Reagan. You don't really see that on the Democratic side at all. It shows you how much the right wing has taken control of our media, our government, our politicians, and our affairs during the past 40 years since the 1980s. It's time for a change, but I warn you, would an economic crash under Ivanka be Armageddon? You got to be careful. Policies that you see as providing prosperity that are in nature being anti-government and pro-corporate interest, what is the opposite effect going to be when it's proven that it's a fraud? In fact, the libertarian movement may collapse if you got the New Deal. If you got the New Deal and you don't have Social Security and you're old and you're 65 years of age, you don't have an increase in the minimum wage, you don't have Medicare, you don't have Medicaid, you don't have any of that, how are you going to expect people to believe that gutting the services benefits the people as a whole? Now, these people may know what they're doing is not going to work, but the short term in cutting their own taxes and gutting the services is going to help their bottom line. They don't care about the repercussions at all. All they care is about cutting their own taxes and gutting the services and saving their own big fat pockets. The endless pursuit of greed will do that, without a shadow of a doubt. What we see as benefiting the people as being anti-government is really just anti-taxation, anti the collective, and anti-benefit society as a whole, just so you can save as much taxes as you want because, oh, screw these people. These people exist to be taken advantage of. This is what the wealthy think about with these people. These people exist because they are pawns on planet Earth to be exploited, to be taken advantage of. And this is how people like Donald Trump believe that the working classes, the premise of their existence. This is an idea that you need to warp your head around. That this libertarian anti-government, let's cut everything, only exists to legitimize sociopathy and libertarian billionaire economic power. That is the premise of that. And I will be right. We're following the cycles. But it is what it is. Freedom works in these billionaire think tank groups. Their propaganda is working. If the majority of people believe in their propaganda, I don't think for a second that's going to help all of us as a whole. Not much people I've taken time to critique why exactly a bunch of dark money is financing these self-interest groups. You're just going to have to allow time to work the course. Remember, not every billionaire is corrupt. LeBron is giving back to the kids of Akron and whatnot, for example. But is LeBron giving money to the far-right Republicans who want to cut the services, that wants to cut taxes for the billionaires like himself? No, there are plenty of billionaires out there that are in fact good people. I'm not saying that all billionaires are bad. Right? But there's some billionaires out there, the only end game that they see is their own bottom line. And that is the threat to American democracy. And some of you guys that believe in this far-right lunacy, you don't understand exactly what you're supporting. And believe me, by 2032, 2033, you will see exactly what I have been telling you for a good decade. That what you are supporting is really far-right billionaire sociopathy. That's what it is. And when you see a real pathological right-wing government in power and you see how much it has helped your bottom line, you're going to see why it exactly is a huge scam. The only people that benefited was billionaires and their taxes. This is the bottom line. This is the bottom line of supporting a far-right government. This is the bottom line between analyzing the cost benefits of a far-right government and the centrist leftist government that'll let you keep your Social Security services and your Medicare, and Social Security and whatnot, all of that. When you have right-wing libertarian John Birch lunatics in government, which is what I'm going to predict that's going to happen under Ivanka Trump. You're going to see that far-right libertarians are really the biggest threat of this country that we have seen in quite a long time. And Theodore Roosevelt was not a far-right libertarian. Theodore Roosevelt wanted universal health care for all the people as a whole. So did Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So did Harry Truman. The Heritage Foundation had a plan to have a national health care system. It was a Republican health care plan. But what these demagogues believe in is not at the core of American democracy. Remember that. When you see the election of Ivanka Trump, you're going to see that all the theories that I have are very true. That be careful what you wish for. If you want to gut all the services, you want to gut all the taxes, because it only serves to cut taxes for the billionaire class. So be warned.